What do you want? What do you really want? Next summer, in August, I will be climbing Mount Katahdin in Maine. And the route that I'm going to take involves a passage called the Knife's Edge, which is supposed to be super challenging. I have been and will continue to train right up until the day I leave. That is what I want. Welcome to Body of Truth. I'm Rebecca Windsor. Body of Truth was born after years of suppressing my own inner voice, ignoring that voice that was tickling at the back of my head. My marriage imploded and I needed to rebuild my life from the bottom up and really take stock of where I was after years of refusing to see of where I was. So the first thing I started to do was to listen to my intuition and allow my inner voice to really, it was a whisper at first, but I would listen for it and it got bolder and I was able to start to hear it more and more clearly. I needed to make major foundational changes. And to make these changes last, I found that I needed to make them move through my physical body, through repetition, just like a muscle memory, where you again and again practice these movements so that these changes that I was trying to make really could stick. I'm after freedom, and I want that for you too. I hope that you start a self-inquiry, or perhaps you start to listen to your own intuition. So in the midst of a very, very deep dive into the pit, really almost as low as I've been, I went to go see someone that I think is very wise. And he asked me that same question with increasing force and intensity and volume. What do you want? What do you want? And I started to answer, and then he would say deeper, or he would say, why? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? To take you down to the core reason of what you want and why you want it. We've all heard that without a really strong why, you'll never be able to do really conquer a real challenge, because it's never about willpower. It's always about if you really have an underlying why under your goal that's deeper than your goal, that is what's going to make the difference and make you get up that one extra day or make you do that one extra task. So for me, it was contribution after all these layers we dug through. And that's what I do here every day, is my need to feel like I am contributing. So what I ask you to do today is, there are 4 areas, and I've talked about these before, that I think need attention. And it's kind of a fun exercise because in it, I'll give you permission to be your own fairy godmother. And so if you had a magical wand and you could wave it and make anything true that you wanted, what would be your ideal form when it comes to your body? Not necessarily what it looks like, but what would ideal embody look like to you? What would ideal with your relationship with the universe or God or whatever personification you use for your creator? What would an ideal life involving that look like to you? And then your relationships. What would either your current relationship ideally be like, or if you are not currently in a relationship, what would your ideal relationship feel like to you? What would it look like? What would the characteristics be? And then in money or your career, what does it look like? Where are you living? How are you making a living? And this exercise has 2 parts. First, what is the ideal expression? And why do you want it? And you may be surprised at your reasons why. So for me, using my climb the mountain example, is I do train, but I started to sink into a training that was very routine, doing the same things every day, maintaining, not pushing, not growing, not getting stronger, not really increasing my endurance. So I wanted to pick something that would be challenging and almost impossible, but not quite. So this particular mountain range in Maine, there are other ones that I'm going to have to climb to lead up to this one because this one is very challenging. But I've started locally, and then I'm going to start, going harder and higher and harder and higher. And the why for me is that I have never taken on a physical challenge before. I exercise, I push it a little bit. I have never taken on anything like this before. I have never been in serious training for a sport. I've just never had that experience. So the idea of being able to look down from this mountaintop fills me with such fire and energy that on the mornings that I absolutely don't want to get out of bed, it's that one thing that makes me go and get the workout done or not miss a workout or push a little bit harder. So that's my example just for body. And so I invite you to, first of all, have fun with your fantasizing of what the best of all possible things in those 4 areas would look like. Your body, your relationship with God, your relationships, and your money and career. And then what is your push inside you that brought you to make those kind of descriptions? And I think that this is an amazing exercise because it's always the power of the why that's going to inspire us to move forward. I hope this will be a fun exercise for you, and I am so interested to hear what you come up with. Please share that with me. You can click the link below, and that will give you kind of insider access to the things that I have coming up that I am planning that I'm so excited for. Of course, if you want to subscribe, please do. And if you click the bell, you'll get a notification when I upload my videos. And share it with someone that you think would benefit. Of course, I upload every day, and I will see you tomorrow.